Are all of you standing in line? What are we going to talk about today? Well, number one, if you stick around and your name gets chosen, you get a reciprocating song. I have to give away things for people to watch and to listen and to comment. And please sure and put those little thumbs. It makes me feel good.
Like
makes
and
me feel
share.
better. Yeah, likes. Is that what it is? It's a
Like and
Okay.
share.
Like and share. Like and share. Like and share. That's Coach Gail Olivia Williams. Kind of. She helps out so a whole bunch. So, what do you think? It's mid-season. Spring fishing is over. Fish are deep. Stripers are on the surface an hour a day, maybe, or if it's cloudy. Just like it's always been in this time of the year. The hunting season hasn't begun in Georgia, at least. It starts in September with the archery season. You can hunt hogs now. There's a lot of things to do, but we're kind of in between, aren't we? We're kind of in between. So, how do you stay in touch? How do you keep outdoors part of your daily life, if you will, or on the weekends or other than work? The best thing for you to do, to me, and I say it over and over and over again, is to get children involved in the outdoors. They don't have to catch a limit. They don't have to kill a big buck. They just need to go. And they need to go often. And they need to be told and invited way in advance so that they can enjoy it and invite some of their friends to go along. I'll bet many of you guys and girls and ladies had a relative or somebody in the neighborhood that invited you to go. And you recall those days without a doubt. I do. And I write about them in the books that I write, in the newspaper columns and magazine columns that I write. I refer to those things. I think it's terribly important. So now in this mid-time, with fishing changing and hunting starting, then maybe that's a good idea. What do you think? And then ultimately, you're going to get more out of it than they will anyway. But I've got some tips today, some really, some good true turn tackle tips from TJ. You notice how I got through that. TJ's true turn tackle tips. And some of them are a little bit weird, but I want to tell you these. These are some of the things that we handle on Saturday mornings. Do you guys tune in on radio on Saturday mornings? Do you? If you were on radio, I would. Well, maybe not. Why are you looking at me?
You need to look at the lens and not the tablet.
Well, I know. Okay. I'll look up there like that. Okay. Is that what the coach said?
Yes,
okay.
That's what.
How's that? Are you looking at it now? Well, I'll look at I'm looking at the lens.
Okay.
All right.
And night fishing and
that's a good idea.
Henry says, Allison said, okay.
Uh-huh.
Henry says that the Lanier topwater fishing is still insane.
For
spotted bass.
Well, that's good, and without a doubt, those fish are coming out of deep water. They're not along the bank; they're in the trees, they're in the brush, they're on the long points with stump-covered points, and great. That's why this past Saturday morning on the radio program that I told you guys then, if you're going to go out today, then the first 30 minutes you throw a spinnerbait or a buzzbait, or at least to throw a buzzbait with the trailer hook turned down, and you throw that across the points and across the timber, and you might get a whopper spotted bass to come up. A really big one. It's so surprising. It's kind of glorifying, really, that you think that you're throwing something like a buzzbait, and they're coming up out of 20 feet of water. 20 feet. They're coming up from 20 feet deep to attack a buzzbait. And but that's not an all-day bait, okay? And I'm sure that, you know, the things I talk about in this Facebook visit, you guys already know all this kind of stuff. All I'm doing is serving as a reminder, maybe, that for you to keep some things in mind. I know the other day I had a lot of reaction on the radio show about throwing a buzz bait or a spinner bait, but especially a buzz bait, and turning the trailer hook down. I'll tell you a story. I was in a bass tournament at Clarks Hill Reservoir years ago, back when we used to draw partners. And I was a boater, so I drew a partner, and he was a local guy at Clarks Hill Lake, Lake Strom Thurmond, really. And they named the lake after him because he was a senator, number one, and the basic reason is that he fathered a child when he was 74. But I drew a guy, and he had the same fish I did. I had discovered the fish on a big spawning flat, and so had he. So where do you want to go? And he told me, I said, that's where I'm going too, man. We got it. We got it. You know, we're in good shape. Well, I caught a limit. He caught a limit, but he got to cull more fish than I did, and I didn't discover, Knucklehead O'Neill always looking off the side of the boat, that we were throwing buzz baits. But his trailer hook on his buzz bait was turned down. Okay, you know what I mean. Mine was turned up. So he hooked more fish than I did. He finished third, and I finished 11th. That was at Clarks Hill. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, I have a question.
Okay, question.
Okay. All right. Someone wants to know, and I don't know that you're going to have an opinion on this, but he was nice enough to comment.
Okay.
Why did they move the outdoor blast? What a shame. I'll still go, but it's going to cost enough. I might not return. Your thoughts?
I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know. I do not know the answer to your question, and I have not personally been invited to this year's outdoor blast. And so I won't be there either unless I get invited. But why did they move it? Was that the question? Why did they move it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not involved. My feeling is that if O'Neill is going to be at the outdoor blast, I need to be invited to go to the outdoor blast, because I've always felt that if I go to a place, something like that, it looks like I waited for somebody else to draw a crowd so I could be a part of it. You follow? So I don't care to let you spend the money and make the effort to draw a crowd. Then I show up. Oh, here's O'Neill. You know, that's just not my style. But I do not know the answer to your question. I don't know where it is, when it is, or what the circumstances were. What could it be? You know, it could be anywhere, anytime, so on. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I was just going to say, it's a good thing to do with your money and your kids, especially, that's, I don't know how much it costs, but
I don't either, but wouldn't that be a good idea for to visit the outdoor blast with the kids, with the children, with your grandchildren, with your grandson? Go to the outdoor blast. You get to see you see the mounts, and you see the lures, and you see all the outdoor things, and you get to relate. You might even hook up for a guide there, or a visit to a ranch, or to a club, or to a place to go quail hunting. I got to tell you, one of the things, and of course it won't begin until November, quail hunting at a place where the dogs are there, the quail are there, lunch is there, everything is set up. It's a terrific place to take youngsters because the game is there. They put the game out there. And of course, you don't hunt. The dog hunts. You just follow along. But there's always some activity going on at Burnt Pine Plantation is my favorite. Burnt Pine Plantation. It's down in East Georgia.
You used to take Travis down there, didn't
Travis,
and he loved it.
Oh, yeah. Travis and I went down there dozens of times. I did dozens of shows there at Burnt Pine Plantation. It's first class all the way. And
he was just a little bitty guy.
Oh,
How old was he?
Yeah, absolutely. And Travis and I, that little town, I've forgotten the name of it, that's close to Burnt Pine. It's just a little one traffic light town, and they raise money for the school. They have
Horny Head.
the Horny Head tournament. So it's not serious. It's all fun. Okay, it's for to fund a schoolhouse, an antique schoolhouse, to keep it up. And Travis and I got to be the grand marshals of the Horny Head parade.
Festival or something.
Yeah, the festival.
Yeah.
And we were in
a little Volkswagen.
It was a Volkswagen or some kind of little foreign car with the roof open, and we just stood up in the car, and we were co-ground marshals of the Horny Head Fish Festival. And the lady called me and she said, "Are you sure you'd like to be interested in this?" And I tell you, I wouldn't miss this for the world. This is the greatest thing that's happened in a long time. That was great.
It's a beautiful schoolhouse.
Oh,
too.
yes.
Like
old antique school.
Yeah.
Still got the desk in it and everything. It's fabulous. Remember, stick around. We're going to give away a Works Tools reciprocating saw.
And please like and share.
Like and share. Okay.
Okay.
And put your little blue thumbs up. That makes me feel better.
Okay. My favorite topwater on Lanier is the old Boing, Boing, walking baits. They have a very big thumb clack when walking, draws them big ones up. Okay.
Yes, right.
Okay.
He's talking about a chug bug, what's the name of that one? It's a walking bait. Like that's a terrific bait too. I will give you a tip about that though, that you will catch more fish. You will get more fish, more bass or stripers or spotted bass on a chug bug, Zara spook. Okay. You will get more if you do the following. Ready? Change the hooks to some really ultra sharp true turn treble hooks, ultra sharp. You change the hooks from those ones that come on that bait, and during the day, because you can miss, top water, you can miss a lot of fish. If you change your hooks, you'll catch more. Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing at Milton.
Oh, Milton Crabapple listens to the show, and something's always a joke with Milton. Of course,
well, this is not a joke.
Oh, it's not a joke. He's
making a point.
Okay. Point is,
won't the old baits like the Lucky 13 or the Lazy Ike still catch fish like they used to?
Yes.
There you go.
The old baits, I can remember years ago during the tournament, I guess 35 years, 40 years ago, the bait for crankbaits was, I think it was called, might have been called a Big O or something of that nature. And we used to buy them in egg cartons. You'd buy them a dozen at a time, and everybody fished a Big O. Don't ever hear from it anymore. Would they still catch fish? Absolutely. But the pros, the professionals, the ads, and all that point you to new baits so you can buy them. A Lazy Ike, I know I did very well in a lot of tournaments at Lake Lanier years ago throwing a Hellbender. But I'll bet you couldn't find a Hellbender at a tackle store now anywhere ever.
What about a whopper plopper?
What?
A whopper plopper.
I've never used a whopper plopper. I don't think.
The tail spins like a propeller. You
You
don't remember that? A bass lure.
Yeah, it's called. I'm sorry.
He says,
they have pillow on both ends, quite frankly. It just calls fish up. They feel the vibrations, look up. There's something for them to eat. They go get it. But yes, double. Yeah, okay. But they're all, you're imitating the bait fish in the lake. You're imitating what the bass or the spots or the stripers eat anyway. If it's the correct size that they're eating, and I point that out because you can make a mistake if the stripers are on the surface. You can make a mistake if indeed the bait that you cast to them is too large, because they're likely feeding on bluebacks and thread fins or thread fins. And if you throw a 5-inch long bait, but they're eating 2-inch long shad, they're not going to bite that big bait. They're zeroed in on the 2.5 or 3-inch. That's why a lot of fly fishermen do so well with stripers, because they're throwing a fly or casting or whipping a fly out there that's only 1.5 inches long. I've done that with my friend Henry Cowan, and that's where I caught my biggest striper on a fly was at Lanier, and it weighed 12 pounds. But that's not something I did. He showed me how. So, anything else right now?
Let's see. Somebody wants to know are you going to draw a gator tag this season? No.
Am I going to do what, honey?
Draw a gator tag? No.
No, I won't seek a gator tag.
Let's see. And
that doesn't mean you shouldn't. Hey, that looks like that'd be great fun.
Yeah.
Gator tag, absolutely. Look, all wildlife has to be managed. When I started deer hunting, the limit was 1 in Georgia. Now it's 12. Wonder why? Because there's so many more of them. But they have to be managed. And if they aren't managed, they overpopulate and they destroy their own environment. That's why you have to have hunters to manage the wildlife. I know there are many gated communities around the lakes in Georgia and all over the country, where gated communities that are very upscale, and there are too many white-tailed deer. They eat the flowers, they eat the shrubbery, they eat the grass, they eat everything. And it's a gated community, and with a high fence, likely the deer will ruin the place. And so they close the doors, make everybody go inside, and they hire people to come in to reduce the population. That's what goes on in the hunting season, wherever you are. So, like and share. What?
I'm just.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Did you say something racy?
I don't think so.
Did I? I hope not.
And David, you're right. That was a devil's horse. It was got the propeller on one end or both ends. I don't remember. I think a devil's horse had the propeller on the back end, but one of them had a propeller on both ends. Yes.
I guess this is kind of a question or something, and you can respond to it if you want to. Someone says that the number one job of a pro fisherman is to sell new products of their sponsors.
Absolutely. I don't know whether it would be the number one job,
but
it is a significant part of what they get, why they get paid. You showed new baits. I know we got a comment. The lures today are made for our eyes only and not the fish. Of course, that's the case. These, a Bagley Bangalore. Okay, there are hundreds of copies for the Bagley Bangalore. It is pretty much the same bait? Absolutely. How did it get famous? Bill Dance used it 40 years ago. That was the primary, if I'm recalling correctly, it was Bagley, Jim Bagley and Bagley Lure, Bagley Bait Company, which was the primary sponsor that got Bill Dance deeply into television. Bagley Baits. I fished with Jim Bagley before, and pleasant, laughing, smiling, enjoying every day. He was quite a guy. And of course, Bagley Baits now was purchased from someone else. It was funny. Bagley Baits, Jim Bagley got old, and he was purchased. The company it was doing great, and it was purchased by someone. And the first thing he did was he fired me. He was a sponsor of my show and Bill Dance and a whole bunch of other television shows. So he cut back expenses, fired all the people who promoted Bagley Baits, and then they consequently went practically bankrupt. That's the way it always works. Yes, ma'am.
Ronnie, my brother, was with us last night, and he said, you need to tell about the bears we saw last night. That was pretty special. You got to admit.
Gail's brother came up for dinner last night. We had some family things to discuss, and reminisce about old times. So we were coming back from dinner last night at dusk, and we were driving down the road here toward the cabin, and we saw three. Three, and they were mature. I couldn't tell male or female because I wasn't close enough. You can tell if it's a male because his head is so much bigger. A female big black bear, female is the face is narrow. A male is big, big square head. Anyway, you saw three really big black bears. And of course, it gave me the opportunity, because I can't help it. In that direction, our little makeshift cabin here joins what's called the Dawson Forest. It's a wildlife management area, and the bears from there are I think the last three Georgia record black bears were taken from the Dawson Forest. So this bear that is in here, he is he comes from big bears. Okay, so we saw three bears coming in last night, and they were some big ones, I'm telling you. They were 250s, maybe 275. Of course, a black bear is much bigger than he looks when he's live out walking around, because the hair on the black bear, the black stands up, the hair. If you shoot him, the hair lays down, and he's not as big as he was. But up here where we live in the mountains of North Georgia, there are lots of bears, plenty of bears. And the Dawson Forest next to us is 27,000 acres. Whew. Wow.
And of course, where we saw the bears is an area where we have at least two people that are feeding them.
Yes.
But that first one that we saw, he was huge.
Yeah, he was.
And then
he was standing 4 feet at the shoulder at least.
Yeah. And then we rolled down the road just a couple hundred feet, and there was two more in the middle of the road.
Yeah. It was time for them to visit the local houses here in the community to be fed. We have, regrettably, there are some people here in our community here on the mountain that believe it's okay because they're so hungry. They just need to be fed. Of course, they know, and I don't make it an issue, but they know how I feel about it. No, you don't feed the bears. A fed bear is a dead bear. And when it gets too many of them, the Department of Natural Resources visits the area and they relocate them. And you know what that means? They're never to be seen again. Because if they take them someplace else and drop them off 60, 80 miles from here, whatever the case might be, then the first thing the bear does, as soon as he's hungry, and he looks for food all the time, except when he's breeding, then he goes and looks for a big wooden or concrete structure that smells like a human because he thinks he's going to be fed. And they're not fed at this household, by no means. So anyway, that's part of that.
Let's
Yes, ma'am.
see. There was one. Okay. Scott is taking his 3-year-old son fishing for the first time on Wednesday with he says, what trout stream near Ellijay do you recommend?
Well, the Toccoa River that goes to Blue Ridge and eventually into Lake Blue Ridge, the Toccoa River is just full of trout. And it's just full of trout. And but there are dozens. The number one trout stream in Georgia, quite surprisingly, is the Chattahoochee River. As it enters into Atlanta, the Department of Natural Resources just fills it full of trout. And it's an easy wade. It's not much more than knee or thigh deep. The water's gentle, and you can use whatever you want, and you can catch lots and lots of trout. The number one trout stream for the fly guy is the Soquet River. But that's it's a bit remote to find a bit. All right, I got us back.
Okay. Did you like and share that other one?
Like and share this one, and like and share this one right here.
I'm talking about, when we got disconnected, did you hit the share button so that would go to?
No, I did not.
Oh boy. Well, okay.
Well, maybe okay.
Maybe it will. I don't know. We've had thunder up here today. To say the least.
Yes, it's a storm's headed our way right now. Where was I? Okay, trout in Georgia. Good idea. A 3-year-old, look after him. Be sure he wears his life vest. Put some crickets underneath a red and white bobber. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be a 5-weight fly rod. Just catch something, okay? Well, I will tell you this. Maybe instead of a trout stream trip with a 3-year-old, go to a Georgia, and it happens in every state, a Georgia State Park lake. There's a dock there. It's safe. It's easy. And believe me, the pond at the state park is full of fish. Sit there on the dock, stand there on the dock, cast out a cricket, a red wiggler, a grub, get you some Fisher's Choice canned baits, and this, believe me, okay? Think about this for a second. People say, well, you got to use live crickets. You put a cricket out there in front of a brim, he doesn't care if it's alive or not. It's the shape, the scent that attracts him to that insect. And fish, quite frankly, stay hungry all the time anyway. So there. Good idea. Congratulations. A 3-year-old, you're going fishing on Wednesday. Go to a state park if you can find one that's open on Wednesday, and most of them are, and you'll be safe and you'll catch lots of fish. Catfish, bass, brim, you'll catch them, no doubt. All right. What else, honey?
Hold on.
We'll give away the saw before the show is over. What time is it?
I don't know. I can't see. Can you not see the clock?
Oh, it's almost time for us to quit.
Okay. And tell them exactly how they're going to win this thing.
Okay, we'll have someone telephone that we have been in touch, and they'll pick out someone that has responded or asked a question or is shown as watching this little broadcast. And Works Tools, WORX, an outstanding product and company located in Charlotte, North Carolina, and operate worldwide. I've arranged to give away a reciprocating saw. This all this shared battery stuff. I've got hedge trimmers, lawnmowers, drills, power drills, circular saws, reciprocating saws, power sprayers, and on and on and on. And I can the batteries are shared. So there's not a particular battery that goes with a particular thing. Works Tools, good company, and they've been a sponsor of O'Neill Outside for many, many years, and I'm grateful. Back to this thing about the lures and selling baits. Well, of course, that's what it's about. And that's why there's new stuff for you to use all the time. A new hook, a new spinnerbait, a new color. I could tell you probably if a good fisherman could take a tackle box that nothing's been changed in 40 years, and he could catch just as many fish as I could with everything new in that tackle box. Without a doubt. It's talent, presentation, it's locating fish. I know, for instance, I had a guy come to me. Is it time? I had a guy come to me. Have you picked somebody out yet?
No, I don't pick them. Remember?
Well, I mean, you hadn't been notified yet?
No.
Okay. Well, you stay right there. We'll notify who.
Okay. So in the meantime, you want to finish your sentence and then.
I forgot. Oh, well, I forgot where it was, so it doesn't matter. Right.
Okay. Then we need to tell everybody to. Now I've forgotten. Hold on. Okay.
Listen to the radio show Saturday morning, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m., WSB AM 750 on your dial, and 95.5 FM on Saturday morning this week. And It will be it's a very, very special show this coming Saturday because it's a radio interview, a recording that I did with the fellow who is the son of the founder of Cajun Vista Lodge there in Barataria, Louisiana. He's intelligent. He's an outstanding fisherman, and the lodge is fabulous. I've probably been there 12 times. His name is Theophilus Jean-Antoine Bourgeois IV, Tofield. But the show will be recorded this coming Saturday. I'm having I've got to see that. Can you tell the rotator cuff is hurting?
Is it hurting right now?
Yes, hurting right now. Okay. But I'm having the rotator cuff.
Okay, we do have a winner.
Yay!
Okay, and just so everybody knows, we have someone off-site who picks the winner because we know so many of you, we don't pick the winner. We let someone else do it. And when you find out who you are, when we tell you who it is, you need to get in touch with us immediately at Houston. HOUSTON at o'neilloutside.com.
Yes, send your name and confirmation and your mailing, not a P.O. box.
No, can't do a P.O. box.
Your address and your email address also, and your mailing address, and we'll send you the reciprocating saw. And do we know who it is?
I do.
Okay. You want to tell me?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you in just a second because somebody said, say that name 4 times fast, and then somebody else said, say that name 3 times real fast.
Theophilus Jean-Antoine Bourgeois III. He's deceased. His son, Theophilus Jean-Antoine Bourgeois IV, operates Cajun Vista Lodge, and we're going there in October.
And we're looking forward to it.
You betcha.
Okay, so the winner...
Yay, the winner is...
And his name is Scott Whiddon, Whiddon. Scott, you
Whiddon.
are the winner.
Scott, you won the reciprocating saw. That is, if you get back in touch with Houston at o'neilloutside.com and pass along your email address and your address.
He has 2 weeks to get in touch with us and allow 2 weeks for us to get it to you, which, you'll probably get it sooner than 2 weeks.
Probably get it in 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, but nevertheless.
And it's Scott
Whiddon, Whiddon.
Okay. Cargyle, you're just not lucky. You know, what can I tell you? You're just not a lucky man. Yes, you are. What am I saying?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bite your tongue off.
That's right. Well, you're not lucky about winning saws. I guess that's one of the things. So there you are.
But he is faithful to be here every week.
Oh, absolutely. He's a good friend. He lives. He has a place in Blue Ridge.
That's right.
And we should have asked him about the trout stream because he knows them all.
Oh, he said if you'll come up there, he'll take you to the Nantahala or Noontutla or
Noontutla.
Yeah, Noontutla.
Yeah.
He said he'll take you there. That's a deal.
We have to do that.
Yeah. Oh. Absolutely.
Okay, like and share. Send the address if you're the winner. Thank you all for tuning in and for the little blue thumb approval things that I've been getting here tonight. And we got a few, and we enjoy it very, very much getting in touch with you. And we hope you.
Oh, he's there now. He's there right now.
Who?
David.
Cargyle?
Yeah, he's up there in Blue Ridge.
Oh,
because he lives at another wonderful place, which is Beaufort, South Carolina.
Yeah, he has it's a tough life. He lives in 2 resorts. But he deserves it. He's a very smart guy. What, honey?
I think it was somebody else. Okay.
Iced tea.
Yeah, let's see. Okay. Scott says thank you. He's shocked.
Oh, Scott.
And we hope you'll enjoy it.
It'll last you a long time. This is a good tool there. That's the reciprocating saw.
So I guess we'll be here. I guess we'll be here next week.
Yes, next Monday, 6:30 on Monday.
O'Neill might have his arm in a sling, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
This is the second time for this shoulder, so
but
I'll get over it.
And
Yes.
Thinking about the conversation that was on the Facebook page the other day about whether or not I cook breakfast for you.
Yes.
I might cook breakfast for you the day after the surgery.
Oh, no kidding. Next Saturday?
Maybe Saturday. But Sunday's still out. I mean,
Yeah.
I might not do it on Sunday.
But you might cook breakfast on Saturday?
Yeah. The day after the surgery. You'll probably be well on Sunday. You can cook mine as usual.
Will you make gravy?
Sure.
And scrambled eggs?
Sure.
And Swaggerty sausage?
Absolutely.
And biscuits?
Yeah, I might even make them from scratch.
Scratch biscuits here at the Williams household.
Yes.
Man, oh man.
How about that?
Anyway, I made it last about as long as I can.
Yeah. We've enjoyed it.
Oh, we always do. Yes, indeed. This is O'Neill with Woman Williams.
Yeah.
And next week, I'll tell you how she got that name.
How she was born with it.
Well, Woman Williams.
Oh, Woman Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about this. Since I don't do radio anymore, I forgot about Woman Williams.
It's a designation of respect.
Absolutely.
Woman Williams. So you guys share, and I'm going to finish this, and I'll see you on next Monday and then the following Saturday on the show.